All right, so so this part is about Montana State University, which I'm very excited about to talk because it's really my favorite in terms of location and the university. I have a lot of love for the institution and the location as well. So let's talk first talk about the location. Bozeman is the name of the town that we are located. So if you look at the map, you will see that Montana is toward to the northwest of the US. We're very close to Idaho, to Wyoming. It's a beautiful place. And it's actually very safe and very convenient living here too in a small town. I've been living here for 2.5 years, and that is really, I feel like it's such a treat to live in a small town when you don't have to deal with stress about crime or traffic jam or things like that. People here are super friendly, and everything I want, like grocery to go into the supermarket and everything like that, is like less than 30 minutes. Usually it's less than even less than 20 minutes. So it's really nice. And we have a free bus system here. If the students come and don't have a vehicle ready, you can always enjoy our free bus system that go. We have bus stop at the university and at some very popular shopping location. We are a small town, about 50,000 people, but we are a very fast growing town. I've seen a lot of change, a lot of new buildings happening in the last 2.5 years. And we have direct flights to big cities like Chicago, Las Vegas, and New York. So I know there's pros and cons when you choose location. There's pros and cons between a big university, a big city and a small town. There's always pros and cons. And another way, the thing is that it's the cost of living here will be lower if you live in a small town than like in a big cities. We are very lucky to be located in such a beautiful location. It's surrounded by mountains and beautiful nature. We have a lot of trails around town, and within less than 30 minutes of driving, you will be at a beautiful trail where you can just walk and you can hike. If you want to explore winter sport, there's a lot of destination here that you can go to. And I'm not sure if you know about the Yellowstone National Park, the world's first national park. We are only about 1 hour and 30 minutes away from the Yellowstone National Park. It's not only the place where people come to enjoy the wilderness, but also an outdoor research lab for some of MSU students as well. The next thing I want to talk about MSU is that we are very active in research. In fact, we are classified as very high research university by Carnegie classification. What it means is that there are different factors that affect the classification. But for example, like how many graduate programs that you have, like how many master or doctoral programs that you have, how much research funding you receive, or how much research expenditure that you have per year. At MSU, we have in average, we have more than 100 million US dollars annual research that we do every year. And our research takes place in 44 research centers and more than 300 on-campus labs. When you come to Bozeman and you drive around, you will see that, like on the road, you will see there's a signboard saying like MSU research, like in agriculture or whatever. So you will see that research is not limited to on campus, it's expanded in around town as well. And one thing that makes MSU very unique is that we are one of the only 2 universities with a current enrollment profile for very high undergraduate, meaning that our research opportunities is not only for graduate students, but even for undergraduate students. And so you don't have to wait until you become a master or PhD student to have real world project or hands-on experience in doing research. That is something that makes really MSU stands out. And because of the quality of our education, we are very proud to be the home institution of a lot of successful alumni. One of them is Maurice Hillman. I honestly don't know who Maurice Hillman is until I come to MSU, and I just feel so proud and so amazed by his achievements. He is the inventor of actually 40 vaccines, but 8 of them are very popular and you can recognize the name immediately. Like, for example, chicken pox, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, measles, mumps, pneumonia, and his vaccines save lots of life. And he was a student at MSU. Dave Olson is the former senior vice president of culture and leadership development at Starbucks. He used to deliver a presentation, I think last year, about leadership and, like his time working at Starbucks. So it's really great. We also have other very successful alumni at MSU in both in the business world, like Norm Asbjornsen and Jack Jabs. Not only they are very successful in the field, but also very generous to support MSU. And so in our university, we have 2 buildings that named after them. We have an engineering building that is named after Norm Asbjornsen, and Jack Jabs is the name of our business building. Like I mentioned earlier, MSU is so lucky to be in such a beautiful location. And so we want to make the most out of it. We want our students to have an active lifestyle, which is truly a lifestyle of the people who live in Bozeman. It's very healthy, very active. You can do a lot of things indoor or outdoor, but if you want to make the most of our outdoor beautiful nature, we offer a lot of opportunities. For example, we organize trips for students to join with other students, going for like a camping together or like a hiking together. But if you just want to do something by yourself or with your own group, you can also rent the gears here. Whatever kind of like gear that you can think of, like raft, fly rod, ski, tents, mountain bikes, we all have it here. So what kind of academic programs we offer here? We have a wide range of different majors that we offer, from agriculture to arts and architecture, business, all kind of engineering you can think of, education, health and human development, letters and science, for example, math, physics, literature, for example, and nursing. So we have more than 250 majors offered at MSU that you can check out. In terms of tuition and fee, our undergraduate tuition is about $28,000. We estimate living expense here, include the housing and your meal plan is about $10,400. This is an estimation only, regardless you live on or off campus. And please know that this doesn't include your other miscellaneous fee, for example, insurance and other, like books and supplies and things like that. But with these two key cost elements, we estimate for 1 year it would be about $38,664 for undergraduate and $32,790 for graduate. This is also the number that we want to see in your bank statement before we can issue an I-20 for you. Last but not least, I know this is something a lot of you are waiting for, is the scholarship. So undergraduate scholarship, we have a merit-based scholarship ranging from $5,000 to $12,000 a year. As the name mentioned, it's a merit-based, so it's really we just use your GPA to make a decision. Please know that we don't process a scholarship for conditional admission. You have to meet our English requirement, and you have to have a minimum GPA of 2.5 in order to be considered for scholarship. We don't require SAT or ACT for admission or scholarship consideration. And our scholarship is renewable every year as long as you maintain a GPA of 3.0 out of 4, maintain a non-resident and full-time non-resident, and you have to be a full-time student status to keep your scholarship. We also have another scholarship called Bobcat Alumni Scholarship, and it's actually very popular at MSU. We have some students who come here and later on they have their siblings coming to join them at MSU as well. And so if you have a sibling or a family member like your parents who graduated from or currently a student at MSU, we will automatically give you a $2,000 for the first semester as part of the International Bobcat Alumni Scholarship. The biggest scholarship we have at MSU is the Presidential Scholarship. This scholarship covers full tuition, and it also provide you partial stipend for a monthly stipend that can support you partially support you with the living expense, but it completely cover tuition fee for you. This scholarship require you to have a separate application. It's not like a merit-based scholarship where you don't have to submit any application. We look at your transcript, we make a decision, we let you know. The Brazen scholarship is very competitive because it's open for both domestic and international students. You have to apply early. The application is already open for next year, so if you're interested in, you can start applying. Please know that you have to have an admission offer first before you can apply for the Brazen scholarship. It's only applied for freshmen who come to MSU in fall semester. So if you are a transfer student, or if you come in summer semester or spring semester, it's not applied to you. Okay. Last year, we have one student from Bangladesh who got the scholarship, and I'm very, very proud of her. For graduate scholarship or funding, one thing I want to say that there's really, scholarship is now not very popular for graduate. The more common, more popular funding opportunity for graduate students are through assistantship program, whether it's a teaching or research assistantship, which I have mentioned earlier. At MSU, we have an international dean fellowship. So if you apply to MSU and you don't receive any assistantship from the department, then you will receive automatically 1 credit tuition waiver for your first semester. So how much is 1 credit tuition waiver? It depends on the tuition fee for that year, but in average, it's around $1,000 US. So if you don't have assistantship, you will receive roughly about 1,000 off from your first semester statement of bill. So yeah, so that is some of the key highlights that I want to share with you, and I want to leave the next part for to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Wo, again for that wonderful presentation. Wonderful, basically, one, because Montana State University Bozeman is known for the research. It offers research at undergraduate level, which very few universities offers, and it is compared with Tier 1 Carnegie Mellon. So that, and it has got 100 million research funding, research available both at undergraduate and graduate. The tuition fees are reasonable. No SAT required. GRE or GMAT may be required depending on department. Conditional offer letter can be provided. There is a scholarship opportunity at undergraduate level, which can go up to full tuition fee plus stipend, or it can be basically ranging from maximum $5,000 to $12,000 per year, provided you have a minimum GPA, which is 2.5 to qualify for this scholarship. So many information, so much of valuable information that you have provided, and I'm sure basically many students would be basically looking to apply. Now, there are a few questions basically that I have is one, how do the student look at the present COVID-19 situation when they're applying for studies abroad?
So I can speak for MSU, not for all universities in the US, but at MSU for this fall semester, we pretty much go back to normal. So all classes are in person. We also have vaccines available for any students who come here and haven't got a vaccine yet. You can get vaccine for free. Currently, because of the surge in the Delta variant, although we still have in-person classes, we encourage or strongly recommend everyone to wear mask. And it has been, everybody has been very cooperative so far. So that's how it has been so far, starting for the fall semester this year. Yeah, at MSU.
Perfect. Also for undergraduate as well as for graduate, how much is the processing time for application once the application has been submitted?
That's a great question. For undergraduate, since the time when we receive your completed application package, like nothing else missing, it's usually take up to 10 business days. I would say 90%, it's less than that. I am one of the person who do admission evaluation, and for Indian, it's actually very standardized for Indian high school student because you have the examination. So it's very easy for us. So I would say like from 5 to 10 business days. For graduate, it takes longer because the decision is made by the department and it's decentralized. And you may have known some of the department are also busy with teaching, or faculty members. So in average, I would say 2 months. But sometimes it's less than that. Sometimes it's more than that. If you are a graduate student, just apply as soon as you can. That's my really big advice for you.
This is important because for students who are applying for undergraduate, if they are looking for presidential scholarship, if their profile is really good and they want to apply, then remember the deadline is 30th of November, before which you need to get your admission offer. Once you get the admission offer, then you are qualified to apply for the presidential scholarship. So we are in the month of September and 30th November. So it's like you have 2 months. So if you are interested to apply for the presidential scholarship, you need to send your applications and your documents first, get admission, and then you are qualified for the scholarship. So wow. Regarding there's a question basically saying that do we have to contact the departments to understand the admission status of the application? How is the process?
And I guess you're asking for graduate, right?
Graduate, yeah.
Yep. So at MSU, we have an application portal. So in that application portal, I would say don't contact the department until after you check with your portal first. In the portal, you will be able to see what we have received from you and what is something that we're still waiting. And so you know exactly what is some of the missing documents. I would say like the 2-month processing time is what I heard from the graduate school. And so I would say maybe check in with them maybe after a month or so. If you don't hear from, if you check the portal and you see that you have submitted everything and nothing is like missing, then maybe after 1 month, check in with them and say, hey, I see that I have submitted everything. Just want to check in when I can receive an admission decision. Don't check in every day or every week like that. And because it's really nothing much happened in 1 week, especially for graduate admission. Yeah.
Okay. There's also basically a question that about the career services that Montana State provide. If you can just highlight on that part.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a career center that supports students in different activities. For example, they will review your resume. They will help you with your cover letter. They will help you with some of the interview tips. Every year we have 2 career fairs. If you study if you study accounting, they have 1 more career fair just for accounting students. So in these career fairs, we invite employers not only from Montana, but also from all over the countries who come here. We have students who work for like big companies in California, and we also have Google's come here to represent at the career fair. So there's a lot of opportunities as well. If you are looking for like an on-campus job, there's also a lot of opportunities for on-campus job at MSU. Yeah, so definitely make the most out of the service that we provide here because you pay for that too. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. For the Jan and for the fall intake, you have already mentioned that you are going to offer face-to-face. The question is basically regarding the visa. So basically, what if the visa takes time? How will the student go attend the lectures?
I'm not sure if I can answer the visa thing because it's really depend on the embassy or the consulate in your country. I know that some consulate or embassies that they will prioritize if you like what they call is like emergency or in certain criteria that will prioritize your visa appointment. So I'm not sure if I can answer that question the best. What is the second part of the question, Richard?
Basically, it was can we attend online?
No, we used to, but not anymore. You have to be here. So in case that you apply, for example, you want to apply for this fall, but you cannot make it, we can defer your application to the next semester. And we can defer applications. We can defer your application up to 1 year without requiring you to submit again or asking you to pay application fee again. After that 1 year, if you want to keep deferring your application, then we have to ask you to pay application fee again or submit the application again.
Okay. So it's very important that if you are worried about visa appointment dates not available, then apply early so that you can book your visa appointment dates and you will not be late. Okay. It's only when you apply late, you get the admission late, and then you are struggling with the visa appointments. Try working for your application 1 year before the intake start date so that you are not late, probably 18 months before the intake, I would say that, so that you have all your documents, you can apply early, you can then basically get sufficient time to apply for your visa as well. There is a question basically for Mustafa, who wants to know how easy or difficult it is to get a green card in US.
To be honest, I don't think I have that knowledge or like it's really out of my expertise to advise on that PR thing, but it is possible and really depend on, and there's different ways that you can get a PR. Like if you are sponsored, essentially if you are sponsored, for example, we have students who like if you want to get some of them will sponsor H-1B for you, basically a visa type that allow you to stay in the US and work in a longer term. And if they like you, they can sponsor a green card for you. And there are also other routes about getting a green card as well, but I would maybe leave it because I really don't have that expertise to advise on this matter.
Perfect. There's also a question on basically popular STEM program for undergraduate and popular STEM program for graduate.
Yeah, we have a lot of strong STEM programs at MSU. Computer science is one of the programs that I see a lot of students asking, as well as we have civil engineering, mechanical engineering. We also have some students who come here to study like chemistry or chemical engineering, all kind of engineering program, and agriculture as well. So these are some of the very popular STEM majors that at MSU.
Please understand MSU is known for research. So most of the programs that they have would be basically STEM based.
Yes.
And you can look at the university website for more details, but they would be basically, they are very strong on research. So people who are looking to go for research oriented programs definitely should come to send their applications to Montana State University Bozeman campus.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Kyo, for answering all the questions and for the wonderful presentation that you have given us from both, basically from the university perspective, how they look at the international student application, and for presenting Montana State University to us. Thank you very much for your time and for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you again.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. I hope you find it helpful. If you have more questions for any of you who attend a session today, make sure you reach out to Richard, that they can help you with the application and everything like that. And they work very closely with us, so they can, if you have any question, they can also answer or reach out to us to help answer the question for you too. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.